This
2408.
conference will now
Full-time permanent employee,
be recorded.
10/19/25. Troy Thompson, classification change, going to a deputy 2, grade 2, base pay of $33.33, full-time permanent employee, also effective 10/19. Jeremy Peters, step raise, correction officer 2, grade 3, base pay of $26.61, also full-time permanent, effective 10/19/22.
Motion to approve the sheriff's request.
Second.
Motion by Tisdale, second by Jennings for approval. All those in favor of the motion will say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Is that it? Travel request?
Have none.
Okay. Auditor's account with the treasurer.
It says as of September 30th, 2025, total amount of deposits in the banks is $21,847,343.97. Included in that balance is our bank balance of $20,744,114.65, and then implement that. Coroner, also autopsies have been through the roof. Mental health, I don't know if you noticed in the bill list today, that was a $9,000 bill for QMHPs. And that's just the first the first accounts payable cycle in October. So not sure what that's going to continue with that. That leaves us, we pay that bill $570 in that budget. So so we're looking at probably in between 150 to 200,000 needing supplemented. There is $100,000 in the contingency fund. If that's something that you would like to use for that, or just go ahead and do the budget or the public hearing budget process or supplemental budget hearings. I mean, either way, I just didn't know if you wanted to, either way, you're going to use those funds, you're either going to put it back in the general fund and use them in the supplement, or you could just do the transfers and then do the supplements for the remainder. I just kind of wanted to know how you wanted me to move forward with that.
I think as Brenda said, those ones have been already levied for, so.
Yeah.
Not taxing
Okay,
people
what's the
again.
pleasure of the board?
What was the total? of the-
It's gonna be around 150.
that's not-
Yeah, to
So
200
the Contingency fund would not cover
It would cover just 100,000.
So we would still need to do a public
Yes.
hearing
Yeah.
either way.
So, but just to know I could do either way. It just,
I guess I think,
Well, I'm using 100,000 to start with.
well, but that's not gonna cover, it, so
No, I know.
we might as well do a public hearing even if we use the contingency fund. Isn't it? Are we gonna have to do the public hearing either way?
the contingency, you do not have to. I just have to list it in the.
But
But
we
it'll
still have
we'll
50,000.
still have 50,000 where we're gonna be short.
Yes, yep. So either way, you're gonna have to pay for the publication of the
Mhm.
public hearing notice and that. So,
Mhm.
so doing it all at, together,
Mhm.
that's fine too. I didn't know, I didn't want to assume and just say I'm gonna transfer the money.
Well, it sounds like we should just schedule a public hearing and do it all at once. That's my thought.
I think
That's up
so
to you,
too.
John.
Yeah.
Do we need a motion to do that?
No,
Okay.
I'll just knowing your direction, I'll put it in.
Everyone
minutes
okay with
I was
that?
instructed to do the public hearing process, so. Yep. So
All right,
stay tuned for future meetings for that. I appreciate it.
we have one abatement.
What abatement?
Come on up, Brett.
All right. This abatement is for a commercial property in Spearfish, 1830 St. Joe. It was really just an error on our side. We had taken off an override value, which we weren't supposed to. And so we saw that and we corrected it. I mean, it was just put it back to what it was. So we just wanted to fix that.
Okay.
It went, the total valuation abated is $74,315.
That's $6 for everyone.
That's great.
Motion to approve the abatement.
Okay, motion by Tisdale, seconded by Jennings to approve the abatement. All those in favor of the motion will say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Thank you.
Motion carried. Thank you, Brett. All right. Emergency management quarterly report.
Last report of the emergency management year. So, last quarterly report, fourth quarterly report. Everything's completed, ready to submit to the state.
Okay. We
Need a
have
motion,
any
I'll
action
turn
on
this
that, do
on.
we?
So moved.
Motion by Flanagan, seconded by Jennings for approval. All those in favor of the motion will say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
I've got a parking issue.
Okay, let's do the parking issue.
So I don't know if it's really an issue, but since the sheriff's office folks went to the new building where they used to park in the parking ramp along here, we've been parking the county pool vehicles there to include equalization, planning and zoning, et cetera. It seems to have worked out pretty well. The signs still say sheriff's office parking only. And my question to you is, do you want to officially designate that to be for pool parking? And so we would get it re-signed for that and then probably exclude any county employees parking there as well. It would be only for pool parking. So for example, equalization goes out in the field and they come back and they have a spot to be, I think they kind of like that in order to have a spot on the ramp and kind of keeps everybody together.
What type of action do you want to take?
Would you make a motion to officially designate those parking spots as county pool parking only?
So moved.
Second.
Okay, motion by Jennings, seconded by Sleep. All those in favor of the motion will say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Thank you.
All right, proposed county commission meeting schedule. It's in the back of our packet here.
Yeah, I'm not requesting that you take any official action on it today, but just to bring it to your attention, I've shared it, I think, with all the department heads. I haven't heard any input that I've missed any holidays or anything. But if you have any input, please let me know. Otherwise, I'll probably set it for the next commission meeting to finalize it.
Mr. Flanagan.
August 11th meeting doesn't make any sense, middle of rally.
Yeah. I noticed that the rally is a little bit later this year, so I added that on there.
So do you want to just go to one meeting?
I'd rather do one the week after the rally, just one in the middle, or else do the first and third or whatever it is, but
In the past, if I may, Mr. Chairman, there were, for quite a few years, you only did one meeting in August. I don't know if Brenda has any input on that in terms of bills. I think it's kind of difficult. Two is probably better.
I don't see the harm in doing it August 4th.
It would be,
So we're a week after the July meeting.
yeah, that's the sweet spot is trying to figure out.
Or a week before the August 25th meeting, you do one or the other.
Does it matter when we get the health insurance notice as far as budgeting? Because that falls in that month, doesn't it?
I think the 25th is, I'm trying to think if that's when we did that.
Or do what time?
Well, we've got time, so
Yeah.
let's think on it and
Yeah.
discuss it next meeting.
Is it really that bad during the rally? I mean, we get up here long for their wake.
We did planning and zoning during the rally.
Yeah.
Again, if you want to think about it,
Okay.
thank you.
That first meeting, January 6th, I think I'm gone that whole week. Do we need to meet the first Tuesday, or can we meet the second Tuesday?
We interpret the law to mean that you have to meet that first meeting to get people sworn, well, everybody sworn in this year, do we? But we interpret it to be, yeah,
Is that when we determine committees?
yes.
Be good time for you to be gone.
That's what I'm afraid of. That's exactly what I was afraid of. I would rather come in January 2nd than be put on every single committee.
Oh, we wouldn't do that.
That's fine, I'll stay where I'm
I
at.
think there'll be a motion just about to that effect.
Okay, more things to think about. Is that complete our general business, Bruce?
I believe so, yeah.
Okay, Sheriff Dean, please come up. Welcome.
thank you. Good morning.
Morning.
Oops.
Just about every time. Folks, Mr. Chairman, I'm happy to report as of today, we are just north of a revenue for the year of $774,000. I'm still very hopeful that by the end of the year, we can hit that 1,022,000, which was our goal. That's no longer lofty, even though we lost 3 months. We're gaining pretty significant ground, so I'm real happy with where we're at. In addition, you might recall that we started with the new building. We started a program with Nemo Job Corps in their culinary arts program. After 75% of their classroom is done, they have to go out and work in industry. And we're now on our third person up at the jail, and we've got a process to vet them, of course, and the folks over in Nemo, the Job Corps help us with that as well, but it's worked out very well. In fact, so well that now the Department of Labor and Regulation is requesting that we extend that program to allow people in their program to come in and basically, I don't want to overstate it, they work very hard, but it doesn't cost the county anything. I don't know if we need a motion or not, but I felt it was wise to bring it before the board and at least let you know that I advocate for it. I think it'd be a good addition, and it helps us out tremendously.
Mr. Chairman, I think it was back in last August or so, is that when you authorized the Job Corps folks to work there? So maybe to be consistent with that, it wouldn't hurt to have a motion to authorize the, was it from Job Service?
Department of Labor.
Department of Labor to work as well.
Commissioner Flanagan.
My question was, is if we need to put them on our insurance for liability or work comp or that kind of issue, then we probably would need to have them approved, but I don't know how that works out. They handle it
They're
100%
covered.
on
Yeah.
They're covered by
For work
Labor.
comp, yeah.
It's a great program. Okay, so we need a motion then to approve
Yes.
use of what was formerly Job Service, Labor, and
Department of Labor people.
so
Second.
Okay, motion by Flanagan, seconded by Tisdale. All those in favor of the motion will say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
So one question, Mr. You
Sure.
use inmates for laundry, don't you? Is that
Yes.
correct? I was thinking so.
and other things around the
Mhm.
facility. So I'm sorry, sir.
How many federal inmates do you have?
Today we have 61.
61? Thank you.
You betcha. Um,
Motel 6.
I'll temper the good news with just a little bit of troubling news, but of course with the government shutdown, some of our payments might be coming in a little late, as well as our contract review. That'll be a little late. So I think I'll join the rank and file of those hoping that the government gets up and running again.
So they usually catch us up fairly quickly, don't they?
I believe they do, yes.
Okay.
That's all I have unless you have more for me.
Any questions for the sheriff?
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Okay. Oh, huh?
A bit of a break.
Here
Here it is, 5 minutes.
Well, we'll just take a 4 or 5 minute break here so we can do our public hearing and give John time to come up back to the table.
Okay, mute the meeting for that period.
Yes. Okay, we'll come back to order. And we've got a public hearing, resolution 2025-32, resolution vacating a portion of a highway. Brenda, would you lead the charge? Bruce is gonna.
Mr. Chairman, if I may, So yeah, for your consideration today is petition to vacate a section line. The location is sort of in the vicinity of the Erickson Road and Galena Road, south of Lee. That's kind of how generally I think about it. I think there are representatives on behalf, or the applicants are here as well. If there are any questions that you have, looks pretty straightforward, I think. I don't know that any access to adjacent lots is impacted by the vacation. There is, I think, that separate lot to the west, but I don't think that the vacation in any way affects their access. I think their access, you can kind of see maybe a road there to the south that's kind of winding down through. But with that, I would defer any comments to the applicants.
Okay, well, this is a public hearing, so we'll open it up to the public in the room and online. If you would like to speak for or against this, we would ask that you stand and state your name and address for the record. Is there anyone in the body of the room that would like to speak to this at this time? How about online?
Just us.
Not seeing any more. One more time, anyone in the room want to speak to it? Okay, we'll close the public hearing and offer it to the board for their consideration.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, sir.
if I might. There's an HES in the middle of, surrounded by Forest Service, it appears from the exhibits. That being said, there's access to the property. The continuation of the section line won't affect a neighbor. As I said, Forest Service is all the way around, so I don't see a problem with this. So I'd make the motion to approve the application.
Second.
Okay, the motion by Flanagan, seconded by Jennings. Any further discussion?
Mr. Chairman.
Bruce?
I think state law 3136, if you would incorporate into your motion that the public interest would be better served by the vacation. That's sort of a
Is
standard.
that part of your motion, Brendan?
It would be.
Thank you.
Okay,
I'm good with it.
all right. All those in favor of the motion will say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Okay, John, sir, come up, you have the floor.
I don't have a lot today. I do have our annual snow agreement with Pennington County for the exchange of some snow routes that we've done in the past. It was adjusted a little bit this year to even out the mileage, so Pennington County and Lawrence County will switch Rochford Road with North Rochford Road and a portion of Nemo Road. That'll give us each, our routes will overlap. What they do for us and what we do for them will be equal. It is also was ran through the Pennington County Commission as a perpetual agreement that we could change at any time with 30-day notice. That way we wouldn't have to do this every year, if that's what you would so like. I do have the agreement signed by Pennington County Commission here, and it's ready for our signature.
Is that what you would like?
Commissioner Flanagan?
Absolutely, yes.
I was just gonna ask your recommendation.
I would absolutely recommend that we just follow what we've been doing with these amendments, and that if we can make it perpetual, that we should do that as well.
Motion to follow recommendation.
Sorry.
Okay, we have a motion by Flanagan, seconded by Sleep, to follow Highway Superintendent's recommendation. All those in favor of the motion will say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
I know last meeting we touched on this, that there was a change order to our paving project. This was from Western Construction on the Nemo Road. This is a change order that actually is in our favor, reducing the overall price of that project from $1,027,228 to $990,047.74. So I do have the change order that needs to be signed by us. It is signed by the contractor, and we just need to sign it. So I would recommend the signature on that.
Mr. Chair.
Move with all the recommendations.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second for approval. Further discussion, Bruce?
John, this is the change order you referenced last meeting.
That's
correct?
right.
Okay, all those in favor of the motion will say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
And I do have and I did provide it to you in your packet, the amendment to the chip seal contract. We already did motion, there was a motion made to allow you to sign that. I do not have the signed contract from the contractor yet, Aztec. This is for the chip seal project, the completion date to be moved to 2026 and continue liquidated damages upon the time that they start construction. I have the contract just for your review, but I do not have their signed contract. I think we should wait for their signature before we sign it.
Okay, sounds good.
But you do have it for your reference. You can look at it. I think Bruce had it to look at as well. And then I have been contacted by the state DOT about our shop in Spearfish. You know, they vacated their building. We had a little problem last year where they turned the heat off and we had water lines froze, and didn't really affect our building as far as the water line freezing, but it did affect our community well out there. So it did cost us $5,000 last year to repair the well after they'd let the building freeze. Since then, they kind of did put the heat on. I've been in contact with them, and I do have some agreements kind of in the works to take over that building this winter, so that, you know, we'll keep it heated, but we'll also put some of our equipment in it. If we're going to pay to heat it, we just as well, you know, put some of our equipment in it that we keep outside. But that brings us to another problem, or a possible problem, of our lease agreement with them and ownership of property.
Executive session.
I'll make a motion to go to executive session. I believe the statement is 125(2) subsection 3. Consulting legal counsel or reviewing communications from legal counsel about proposed or pending contractual matters.
I'll second the motion.
Okay, motion by Flanagan, seconded by Mr. Swayze. All those in favor of the motion will say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried.
Folks, I'm gonna mute it and turn the camera off while executive session.
Any action?
Okay, hopefully we're back live.
Okay, we've come out of executive session with no
Action.
action.
I don't think they'd like to make a motion. You and Rick.
I move to form a committee to work with the state on property north of exit 10, consisting of Chairman Ewing and Commissioner Tisdale, along with others who shall be appointed.
Second.
Okay. A motion by Jenny, seconded by Flanagan. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor of the motion will say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. All right, John, what else you got for us?
I do have the approved document for our 5-year plan that's been accepted by the state. So it's already been signed by us, but this is the actual document sent back from the state that has the acceptance of it. So we are now eligible for any bridge improvement grants or other grants.
So, oh yeah, so it's already been signed, so this is just, you're just
That's
noting this.
got their date on it, of when they received it and when they approved it, so no other action needs to be taken on that. As far as what I have here, we did start our winter hours yesterday. And our Christensen Drive Bridge, they've continued work on that. They've removed the abutment walls and they're now getting the undercut and the grade work done so they can set the box culverts, which are also complete and constructed and just waiting for delivery.
They're not on site yet.
They're not gonna bring on site until the day they start to set them.
Okay.
There's just not enough room for all
Sure.
those in that location. So as they bring them, they'll be setting them.
All right.
And I think we have something with Cleary here, and I think Tim is here to talk about that.
I can get started.
Go ahead, Bruce.
Mr. Chairman, in your packet should have a letter from Cleary dated October 7th, 2025. In there, they're requesting a 45-day extension regarding the maintenance building that's being built on the site of the Public Safety and Services Center property. So that would extend the completion deadline originally from November 1st to December 15th. And as you can see in the letter, the reason cited is the addition of the OSB related to the truss and some redesign or engineering that needed to take place. And I don't have an amended agreement in place if you were so inclined to approve the extension, but I would request that and have the chairman authorized to sign it when I receive it. If that's what your prerogative is. I think I've talked to Tim, and I don't know that we have experiencing any problems with that delay. Hopefully we would get it done closer to the original deadline. Last week on, I think it was Thursday, they were delivering the materials Thursday and Friday, right?
Yep.
So construction should start here soon. It should go fairly quickly once that begins because of the concrete's in place, right?
Right.
You guys have been digging to put the utilities in, I think.
Yep.
So anyway, I would defer to Tim if he has any other thoughts.
Anything to add, Tim?
No, just they delivered all the building materials, like Bruce said, last Wednesday, Thursday, and I would assume they're probably gonna start building this week, so hopefully they will get started.
We started on some of the utility work already as well, so.
Yeah.
As far as getting
Sewer
water
line.
line and sewer line, and he's got
Yeah.
Tim's already got the sand separator set, out on the outside of the building, and so, I mean, we're moving forward with it, it's just, now we have a delay.
Okay, what's the pleasure of the board?
Mr. Chairman, a direct motion, if you're so inclined, would be to approve the 45-day extension for the completion of the building from November 1st to December 15th and authorize the chairman to sign an amended agreement reflecting that change.
Follow that suggestion to approve it.
Okay, I'll second it for discussion. Go ahead, Commissioner Sleep.
What's the daily cost on that? How much is it being have to pay for the rate?
The liquidated damages,
Yeah.
It was $1,000 a day, I think.
I looked at it, I don't remember. I don't think it was quite that high. Maybe it's 500 a day.
Might have been.
Um,
I don't have it here.
So you'd be waiving liquidated damages as well.
Until the December date.
Yes, yep, that's a good point, yep.
Okay, any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor of the motion will say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Thank you.
Do I have a document to sign or not?
No,
All right. Anything else, John? I have nothing more for you. If you guys have anything for me, certainly. Do you have any questions for John? Okay, seeing none, thank you, sir. Thank you.
The majority of the lots are in
Forest and not deed. So I can see for a little bit further to the top there, Bruce. Not too much. Oh, way too much. Okay. That's good enough. We can get it from there. These lots, a BLM permit that came from Terry Summit Road. And this was two lots at that time. And then it was divided into 3 lots. And interestingly enough, the permit is only applicant to the original owner. So every time it sells or you divide it, the permit is no longer applicable. So the permit does not exist anymore. In lieu of that, we built the road that comes in, and you see it in gray, comes in at the existing approach at Terry Summit Road and goes up to 2A. So right where 2A meets, right here, folks, there will be a cul-de-sac. That's why this is a layout plat and not a preliminary plat. There'll be a cul-de-sac there, and that driveway that's built here will service those 2 lots, and the driveway will service this lot. With the recommendation of planning and zoning,
This two-track, actually it's bigger than a two-track, now extends into the road system at Deer Mountain. So it does extend into that. So there is an emergency ingress and egress. So what we've done is we've taken two lots. There's a government lot here too, by the way, which is BLM. We've taken the 3 lots that had no access and we've built access to them, and we're going to dedicate an easement. We're showing a 40-foot. The recommendation of planning and zoning was go to it was 66. We'll do that on the preliminary plat. So the exception will be the length of this cul-de-sac, and that's why we did the emergency ingress and egress. So again, that's why we did a layout plan, get those bugs worked out. The existing lots, the 3 existing lots are serviced by a shared well, and it doesn't have the capacity to serve them well. So we're going to have new water lines coming from the sanitary district, which they're now part of. 2A will have fire protection, more in line with PUD, but the other 3 will just have potable water like they do today. So that's what this is all about. Take any questions. You can go to the other slide if you want, Bruce. It has the image and it shows this. Just one further note, the tank lots next on your agenda are establishing that.
Okay, what's the pleasure of the board? Sounds like planning and zoning helped iron out a few things.
I move to approve the layout plan as presented.
I'll second it for further discussion. Commissioner Flanagan.
It looks like there's existing structures. There's a home on VJ3, correct?
Mhm.
There's a home on VJ2AR.
Mhm.
Is there something on 2A? It's hard to tell underneath the.
No, there's not.
graph.
That,
Okay.
the white is just some of the trails,
Okay.
existing trail system that was there. So, yes, you are correct. Both of those are.
Where's the edge of the PUD? Is it that space between VJ3 and that other mineral survey over there?
It's right here,
Okay, that's what I wondered.
right there, comes over, and then it comes down over.
Okay. And that's kind of what I was, my understanding from looking at the way the lot was platted, that was probably what that was.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All those in favor of the motion will say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Next one, Bruce.
Mr. Chairman, the next is a final plat for 2025-67. As Randy indicated, this is for a tank lot, and it's showing up there on the screen, fairly straightforward.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Okay, motion by Tisdale, second by Flanagan for approval. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor of the motion will say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Okay. Getting resources, lots 5 and 6.
1 second. It's this one here. You have the right one up on the screen. Mr. Chairman, for your consideration is 2025-68. It's a preliminary plat and a final plat. I think it's creating 2 new lots, as I recall, or as it's been explained to me. I think originally there was a boundary plat, and now we're coming in and we're actually creating 2 lots within that boundary area. Is that fair, Randy? 2 residential lots, as I recall?
Well, if I may, Mr. Chairman.
Yes.
A few months ago, we came in and consolidated 10 lots into 5. And so that gave us some diversity and availability of water services, which dictates the density of it. So in lieu of that, we created 2 new lots that have all the infrastructure in place. The paved road, water, electricity, communication are 2 of these lots. And they're serviced by a common driveway off the main road system, which is paved. So he is correct. It's lot 5 and 6 of Block A. Block A was the boundary plat.
Okay, it looks like we have technical difficulty again here. Okay, we're back on.
All right.
Okay. Okay, what's the pleasure of the board?
Motion to approve the preliminary and the final.
Second.
Okay, motion by Flanagan, seconded by Tisdale to approve the preliminary as well as the final. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor of the motion will say aye. Opposed? Motion carried.
Thank you.
All right, Surface Mountain Ranch.
Mr. Chairman, I thank Randy here again for this one, representing the owner. It's 2025-69. It's a final plat. It's a lot line revision, I think. You start with 4 lots and end with 4 lots. I think it's a general summary of what's going on.
Yes, the buyer of lots 1 and 2 wanted to move an internal lot line to a different location, so we did that. That's why we have 1R and 2R. And then the other lot, the neighbors didn't like our revision on 44R, so we're going back to the original layout. So we're just moving to internal lot lines. No change in density.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
there aren't any structures on any of these lots currently.
Okay, there wasn't a requirement from the preliminary plat because there was no structures, but the infrastructure is in place.
I'll move to approve the final as presented.
Second.
Okay, a motion made by Jennings, seconded by Tisdale to approve the, final plat. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor of the motion will say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Bruce?
Mr. Chairman, 2025-70 is a corrected plat. Again, Randy's here. I think the issue is that some DOT right-of-way was inadvertently included in the original plat, and this plat would correct that to exclude the DOT right-of-way.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, sir.
every 46 years, you have a correction you need to make. So we had a blunder and inadvertently in drafting included a piece of the I-90 right away. Can't plat what we don't own, so this is correcting that.
Mr. Chairman,
Bruce?
Randy, are you saying you made a mistake?
I think somebody else has a question.
Commissioner Flanagan?
So it's that little tiny,
Yeah, that hatch.
literally the little sliver on the north end of this plot. Oh, yeah.
Somebody drew a line straight across rather than through the
So,
course changes.
Shame on him.
motion to approve.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Further discussion. Commissioner
We
Jennings?
understand this is the only mistake that's ever been in 46 years. It seems suspicious.
No comment.
Okay, further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor of the motion will say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
It is my first corrected plan.
It's the first one you've had to admit to.
First part I had to file.
Always a pleasure to see you, sir.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
See you, Randy.
All right, Bruce.
Hope I made your morning.
Four Bears in the Hills.
Mr. Chairman, 25-72 preliminary plat, final plat. I'm not sure if anybody's here on behalf of development. I don't see anybody. It's creating 2 lots. I think it's going to create 2.73 acre lots each. Again, there was a recommendation for approval of planning and zoning, consistent with the zoning density and size restrictions. I think as reflected in Amber's or in Amy's staff reports.
Apple Springs.
Apple Springs.
And the pleasure of the board is what?
Move to approve the preliminary and the final.
Second discussion.
Okay, go ahead.
The plat I'm looking at says they're each 0.8. The staff report says points, it was an acre and 4,600, so I'm not sure how that gets resolved. And I just want to make sure it's consistent with the density.
So I thought I looked at it. So the staff report says that's 1.46 acres divided into 2.73.
And if you go down the preliminary plat, mine says 0.8 on both of them.
That's mine.
One's 0.8, one's 0.85 or 0.86, it's a little blurry.
I see that. Yeah, so we'll have to correct that.
So
I think it's okay on the final.
you think the
So
plat
have
is
the
correct?
motion then?
I assume.
Yeah, the finals, yes, to reflect that. That is in fact the size. 2 lots at 0.73, I think.
Which one's correct?
Well, the staff
One's
report,
0.6. That's what you can't read the blur. So that is 1.46 acres. The person's 0.6, second's 0.1, it's 0.86. I go to the final, I can read it.
So the math is right on the final.
Yes. And this is consistent with density, is that correct?
Yeah.
With the approved
yeah,
density?
and the size, the lot size.
Amend the motion to equal the final plat.
This is Amy. May I make a comment, please?
Yes.
The 0.73 acres is actually the average of 1.46 from the final plat.
Okay, we got a motion for the amended motion. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Okay. Any further discussion?
It's 0.6 and 0.86, is that correct?
Correct.
All right, all those in favor of the motion will say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion
This
carries.
is, I can see.
All right, Boulder Canyon Country Club,
Mr. Chairman,
25-73.
yeah, so I think adding acreage to lot 7A starts at 0.44 acres, I think goes up to 0.54. As I recall, I think this is abuts up to the golf course. There may have been concern about some infrastructure in the backyard of the property, like a sidewalk or patio or something, making sure it was in fact on the property proper, as I recall. Again, planning and zoning recommended approval of both the preliminary and the final.
Commissioner Flanagan.
Yeah, if you look at the graphic, it looks like they went between the two wrong corners when you do the overlay to the existing plat to what's on the ground. So they made their look, they are bigger than it actually was platted, so.
Yeah.
I'll make a motion to approve the preliminary and final.
Second.
Okay, motion by Flanagan, seconded by Jennings to approve the preliminary and final. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor of the motion will say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
all right, 25-74, preliminary and final on Prairie Hills Enterprises. Bruce,
This is Powderhouse Pass, I believe, creating one lot, subdividing into two for a twin homes. So I think you end up with two lots. One is 0.804 acres, the other is 0.851. And there's no existing infrastructure improvements on the property per the staff report at present time.
No foundation at all. Is that exactly where it's at? Okay. Move to approve the preliminary and final.
Okay, I'll second it for the further discussion. Seeing none, all those in favor of the motion will say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
25-76, Bruce, final plat.
Stand by one second, please.
Suspect that will be amended after it's built.
Okay.
What's that?
I suspect that will be amended after it's built.
Yeah.
To actually get the lot line correct. Yeah.
So this is 2025-76, a final plat. Location is Powderhouse Pass, and this actually goes together with 2025-77. No, I'm sorry. Nope, check that. Nope. 2025-76 is standalone. It's a final plat, Powderhouse Pass, combining lots. Pretty straightforward.
Question.
Staff report lays it out. No infrastructure or improvements on either of the lots at present time. Matches the Powderhouse amended master plan.
Consolidation, that was all right. Motion to approve the preliminary and final. Or just the final.
Just the final. Okay, a motion by Flanagan, seconded by Sleep to approve the final. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor will say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. 2577, Bruce.
Okay, now, Mr. Chairman, plat 2025-77 goes together with the next item on the agenda at 9:15, which is the letter of credit memorandum of agreement for Hidden Pines. For your consideration is the final plat of lots 1 through 12 in the subdivision. Remember at planning and zoning, there was a comment from one neighbor who was concerned about the proposed roads in the subdivision were going to be gravel, whereas the adjacent roads were paved, and he was concerned about that. I think there are representatives here on behalf of the landowner as well, if you have any questions.
Okay, well, it's not a public hearing, so.
No.
What's the pleasure of the board?
Again, remember that the letter of credit and memorandum of agreement go along with it as well, with the conditioned on approval of that. It's in your packet. There's an engineer's estimate in there, and the letter of credit matches the engineer's estimate plus the 15% overage.
Okay, well, if the motion's made, that needs to reflect, including our next item. Commissioner
I
Platt.
got just a general comment in reading the approval from the fire department, and I don't know, I looked at those grades, and it looks like some of them are around 12%, but has that been reviewed and approved by the fire code officially?
I'm sorry, by the fire.
The way we have a letter from the Sturgis Volunteer Fire Department that was included in the packet, and it says, it was talking about that they're gonna approve fire protection for these buildings, but then they said that any roads that they need to approach will not exceed 10%. Unless they're approved by the fire department to utilize. So I don't know. I know the road profiles show some at 12. And if they're including information for the approval that's different from what's being presented, I just would like to know if we are going to accept that.
Fair question. I think it's important to note that I would defer to the engineer developer for any comments on that.
So your question is in regards to the road being 12%, the main road, but the fire.
The fire department submitted a letter on behalf of the fire department, the volunteer fire department submitted a letter for this package. It says they will provide fire protection. Specifically, they state though that fire apparatus roads shall not exceed 10% grade. Exception grades even 10% should be approved by them. And then they have the following key standards that satisfy the volunteer fire department. And so they're talking about your water flow is fine, some other things like that.
I know that Anthony, who'd be the head engineer on this, spoke to the chief at Sturgis Fire Department. He came out and looked at it and approved it.
Okay. And then there's another follow-up part that basically says you need to have a good winter maintenance program so they're not sliding around. But they'll accept grades up to 13% as long as the snow removal is done right.
Yep.
Sir, can you identify yourself, the name and address, please?
Reed Fiedner, 412 South Cottage, Mount City, Montana.
Thank you.
All right. What's the board's pleasure?
Well, we deny the request.
Dice for a lack of a second.
Would you consider having it on the agenda for your next meeting, allowing the engineer a chance to come and answer your question?
The stuff that I saw is fine. It just basically said as long as the winter maintenance is maintained in a proper manner, it'll be okay. So I'm satisfied with what I found. And there's 2 letters from the fire department.
Yeah, okay.
What was the recommendation on it?
Approval.
Okay, I'll move to follow recommendation.
Second. Okay, we have a motion by Flanagan, seconded by Tisdale for approval. Any further discussion?
That would be conditioned upon approval later of the letter of credit memorandum of understanding as well.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay. All right, all those in favor of the motion will say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Aye.
Okay. All right, letter of credit, Bruce.
Sort of as discussed in your packet is the proposed letter of credit memorandum of understanding. We've reviewed it. I think it conforms with your template. And again, there's an attached exhibit A, which reflects the engineer's estimate of the cost. I think Amy has calculated that and it matched up the fact that it does include the additional 15% as required by the ordinance. I would recommend that you approve both, and planning and zoning staff also recommend the same.
Move the formal recommendation.
Second.
Okay, motion by Tisdale, second by Jennings to follow recommendation. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor of the motion will say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right.
As far as I know, Mr. Chairman, that concludes all the planning and zoning items.
All right, do we still need an executive session?
Yes.
Okay, we're down to the 9:30.
Move to go into executive session.
Second.
Okay, a motion and a second to go into executive session. All those in favor of the motion will say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Pursuant to 1-25-2 subsection 3. Again, folks, I'm going to mute the microphone and turn the camera on.
out of executive session without any action.
Yes.
We are down to items from the public. Is there anyone in the public that would like to address the board at this time? Miss Sarah, do you have any issues you want to take up with us?
I think I need to discuss that with my lawyer.
Fifth Amendment, huh?
Smart.
Is there anyone online that would like to address the board this morning? All right, seeing none, we'll close that and items from the commissioners.
Yeah, I'd like to see us put on the agenda the name of the people that get travel requests, and after they get that done, they have to request that there's what they did in favor of Lawrence County at that meeting.
Come back and report. Bruce.
And we gotta have it, we decided to do that a long time ago, but it's never forced them to do it. We gotta put it in the agenda so that they get it done.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with that.
Mr. Chairman, maybe with each travel request, for those you want to make a report, you add that as a condition of approval of the travel request?
Well, that'd be fine.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with
We've
that.
talked about it in the past.
We've had it happen in the past. We've asked them to come back.
Do we need to take any action on it, or?
I think if you're okay with it, we'll just remember that each time one is approved, if you want that to happen, that you'll add that as a condition.
Okay. Sound good, Richard?
Yeah, I was gonna ask Amber this time, but she didn't hear. She's been on several trips to Alaska and to the eastern part of the country, and that why she'll tell us why it's worthwhile.
Okay, sounds good. Anything else? Somebody want to make a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Okay, we are adjourned. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Amy, for your help.
Sarah, I hope you found something to report on.
There's always something.